All right, first time here, Pinball Expo 40th anniversary. Check out, huge line already. Here with Brett Weiss.
Yo, what's up?
Oh man, it's been great. Really excited about checking this out. Can't wait to show you. I was invited to the Video Game Summit Pinball Expo. It was a combination of awesomeness of pinball and video games into one expo. I was really excited to attend, first time there. Had my homebrew and aftermarket games for sale at the expo. If you're interested in these, you can email me and I can provide the email below. I do typically offer them in person, but so many rare games at this amazing expo. It's been around 40 years. The Video Game Expo teamed up with them this year, and so there was a lot of video games at this event, and I wanted to share that. Lots of Sega Genesis. This vendor had some amazing prices, really great condition stuff for Sega collectors, and a whole lot more. By the way, if you like what you see, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button and clicking the bell as I'm uploading videos every week. This was the 10th expo I was invited to this year. It's about my max, what I can do. Always looking for new expos to attend as well, and have some surprise announcements for next year already. Check out this vendor, some amazing Atari Jaguar items, and it was really awesome to see that. Primal Rage is really difficult to get complete in box, and this one was sealed, including a Space Ace. And so the vendor was really friendly, and it was nice to just chat with him throughout the weekend. And so the Video Game Summit was part of this Pinball Expo, and it was Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And so it was kind of an unusual day schedule, but Saturday picked up and it was very busy. And so Stern was doing private tours of their factory, I do believe. And so Stern was a big part of this expo, offering their new pins for sale, and it was very popular. You could go around and play, X-Men 97 being the big release. There were some other ones as well, Venom and many more. So I'm gonna focus mostly on video games of this video, but wanted to show that this event is pretty amazing and so much to see. And a lot of people just, like, right when the doors opened, they went right to the Stern pinballs and played them all day. Some of the more popular ones were there was lines to play them, but yeah, there was a lot of pins to play, and arcade machines as well for sale, and there was many arcade machines for sale, and other various companies offering their products and accessories and pinball parts and pinball repair. There was even pinball homebrew, and I'm going to show that later in this video. And so there was a lot of different things at this expo. It wasn't just one thing. There was many different items and accessories and shirt and art and even candy. There was a vendor selling some freeze-dried candy. And you know what? In the comments below, let me know if you ever gone to this Pinball Expo in Chicago, and that's where I am. And really was awesome to see. I want to thank Todd and crew for sending me to this event. And so yeah, I wanted to show this. This was a rare prototype from a private collector, and he gave me permission to show it here. This is actually Fire and Ice, but this is a prototype, and it was going to be called Solomon's Key 2. Very, very rare. Awesome to see this prototype in person. It was amazing to see this at this expo. But there was other things too. There was this longtime seller was getting out of the business and selling some sealed Saturn stuff, as well as he had Super Graphics. He had some, some Atari stuff. I did pick up a few things, Turbo Graphics and Television 2, and really good prices. And so it was awesome to see that. I was curious on what Atari stuff he had. Picked up a few commons for an upcoming project, and I'll be announcing that later. And so really excited about really continuing my homebrew and aftermarket releases, and I'm going to be doing many more releases in the upcoming year. So this vendor here had lots of different things, including comics, music. There was one vendor that had records, lots of TurboGrafx links, and even a lot of television items too. It was really good to see that. But there were some decent TurboGrafx items at this event. So it wasn't just pinball, and combining with the Video Game Summit, I feel that if you just went to this expo for video games, you'd be satisfied. I saw a lot of people and people that I met at Midwest Gaming Classic that had came to this event, and they were actually fairly surprised of all the game items at this event. Here's another prototype from the same private collector. This is a Blaster Master prototype that had a warp function where essentially reviewers could get to different parts of the game, especially if they were covering it for a magazine or reviewing it. Pretty awesome. That was very rare, and that was at the expo. Gentleman was walking around. But I want to show a little bit of the event and say there's something for everyone at this. 40 years of this expo. It's got to be one of the longer standing events for, you know, pinball and video games. And so it was really nice to combine those into one event. Typically, pinball and video game expos are separate, and so it was kind of nice to see a harmony of both. And there is some crossover. You know, pinball collecting is on its whole other level. You know, typically pinball machines are really expensive, and so it was nice to see the crossover. And people were really friendly at this event. It seemed like there was something for everyone. And I can't wait to show you a couple other rare items that I came across. I did purchase one, and I was really excited. It was a personal kind of holy grail for me, something I've never seen before. So please continue to watch this video, and you're going to see what I found. And so, yeah, it was a nice harmony. The video game vendors were sprinkled all about onto the exhibit floor, and there was a lot of separate rooms with tournaments and extra pins to play. There was a lot of Generation 2 items there, a lot of classic computer stuff, pre-IBM PC, but you even had Xbox, you had Switch. There was a wide spread of whatever you were into. I think there was something for everyone. And so this gentleman here had some rare hardware and stuff I haven't seen before. Check that out, MSX compatible. That's pretty crazy. Didn't see that too often. But yeah, you know, classic computer monitors, some vintage PC, big box stuff was sprinkled about. And you know, this is cool. This is a video game selection center. This is part of a kiosk for Sears, and that was there for people to play. There was even old school slot machines. You just wanted to just hear the sound and stuff. That was kind of neat. So yeah, this gentleman here had some rare Atari items, a banner, a hat, a jacket. I really had a good time. It was a chill vibe. Another collector came by and was offering this. This was a Sword Quest Earthworld, and he was looking for someone to dump it, and he's working with some people on Atari Age to do so. And so it's pretty awesome. If you have prototypes, please dump them and back them up, as it's really important, as sometimes on the cartridge it can fail eventually, and it's important that you back that up. Nonprofits such as the Video Game History Foundation can help you if you are looking for someone to dump your prototypes. And so very sweet. Definitely want to showcase kind of what else is going on at this expo, and pretty awesome to see so many different pinball machines, both new and old, to be offered to buy, to play. The Venom one was pretty fun. They even had this is a skee ball, like Pac-Man themed, and I don't know if this was brand new or not, but it was pretty cool. It had the Pac-Man noises, and it was pretty cool. I definitely would be excited to see this at, you know, like an amusement park or a redemption place, which is pretty much what arcades is turning into. And so pretty cool to see that. There was lots of different shirts and artwork at the event as well. And so there was something for everyone. I saw a lot of families. There was different pinball companies I was not too familiar with. It seems like they're just popping up, and I don't know how many pinball companies are around now, but it wasn't just Stern. And so this company, this is Spooky Pinball. They had a couple of their new pins on display. They had one for Looney Tunes and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So it was like kind of a crazy you know, spread of different types of machines. There was an Alice in Wonderland pinball machine that was very popular to play. This is the Homebrew games I'm talking about. Homebrew pinball machines on display for people to play. Sonic Spinball, that was awesome to see that. and they're one of a kind. So people making these one of a kind pinball machines, and there was places where you could work on your creation there, like a repair bay. Pretty cool to see that. And there was a whole like section of the expo for that. I really enjoyed this section. It seemed like a lot of people were having fun. And Borderlands 2 Portal, you know, it was fascinating to see this all in one spot, all these one-of-a-kind machines to play. And so here's the Sonic Spinball one. That was probably the one I thought was most unique and amazing. And I know there's just a lot of fans of Sonic, so I wanted to share that. Here is another collector that brought this by for sale. This was a KC Crazy Chase prototype. It really was a pre-production. It was like a production sample. But yeah, it was for sale, and I connected him with another vendor that bought it. And it was pretty awesome. He let me film it. Thank you so much. Lots of classic Atari stuff. This vendor popped up Sunday, so sometimes going different days you would see different vendors. And so you'd see a wide gambit of things. Gremlins for Atari 2600, pretty uncommon to find. And a nice selection of boxed Atari 5200 games, which you don't see too often, including Emerson Arcadia 2001, some Intellivision Vectrex. Sean Kelly was there offering his Homebrew Vectrex items as well. But it was nice to see some 3DO, including this, Master of Monsters. Pretty uncommon to find that for Sega Genesis, as I'm a big Sega fan. Can't wait to show you what I picked up, as it was the first time seeing an item in person, and for me it was a personal holy grail. So nice to see some 3DO and box games. Pretty hard to find that stuff these days, as it's getting older, and that disc-based stuff is getting more difficult to find. And so the nice thing about expos like this is you can save a lot on shipping. A lot of vendors were discounting from eBay prices, and so there were some really good deals. Very reasonably priced Sega Genesis stuff. I would say I saw more Sega Genesis stuff at this event than I typically would, but there wasn't just that. There was Nintendo and Switch, and you name it, it was there. PlayStation. Here it is. John Madden Football Clamshell. And I want to thank Andy, my friend Andy, for picking this up. And he did buy it for $35 and just offered it for essentially what he paid for it. And I was so ecstatic to get this. It may not be a big deal to you, but if you know how rare this is, and there's an unknown history about the release of this, but I do count it as a variant, and really excited to include that in my Genesis collection now. And there was a lot of artwork. This artist here was amazing, and he did the Pinball 40th anniversary shirt, which sold out. I wanted to get one and unfortunately wasn't able to, as it sold out on a Thursday, I do believe. And so pretty awesome. All different types of artwork. It was fantastic. And so really had a good time at the expo. Did you go? Have you ever gone before? Thank you so much for viewing this video. If you like what you see, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button and clicking the bell, as I'm uploading videos every week. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. This is the Immortal John Hancock, and you take care.